We're now returning to our own time and to Main Street Station. We're now returning to our own time and to Main Street Station, gateway to Disneyland.
Hello folks, welcome aboard the Holiday 4 on the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And parents, please supervise those children, making sure that they are staying away from our large train openings. As a friendly reminder, unfortunately, New Orleans Square Station is currently closed due to construction. However, we will be stopping there for just a couple minutes. After that, we'll be on our way to Mickey's ToonTown Depot.
We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's ToonTown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the Primeval World and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead is New Orleans Square. This station also serves Frontierland and Bayou Country. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step as you're getting off. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station, New Orleans Square.
Alrighty folks, welcome to New Orleans Square Station. Now, as I mentioned previously, due to the construction of the Haunted Mansion queue, this station is unfortunately closed for the time being, so we ask that everybody remain seated. We do have to stop here for some operational purposes, but everybody just bear with us and remain seated. We'll be on our way to ToonTown shortly. Here at the Disneyland Railroad, we use real, genuine steam engines, so every couple of trips, we have to take on water at this stop. Like I said before, it should only take a couple of minutes, and then we'll be on our way to Mickey's ToonTown Depot. Alrighty folks, thank you for your patience. Our train's now ready to depart. Once again, for your safety, please remain seated. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And parents, make sure to supervise those little ones. Next stop, Mickey's ToonTown Depot.
It's alright.
To those just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering the Bayou, home to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Take a sneak peek at the big party Princess Tiana is throwing, where the welcome is warm, the music is hot, and the company is sweet as honey.
Oh, it's closed. Oh, no.
And when it comes to sweetness, the inhabitants of the land we're passing over are the bee's knees. Here in Bayou Country, you can join Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Louis the Alligator, and other beloved critters on their fun-filled adventures. As we steam past Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree, we're now joining up with the Rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. There is the revered Indian shaman, sharing his stories with those in the great river valley below. People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams and the stories that went with them were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable, like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness. This tunnel signals our transition from the frontier to another kind of ear, the ones you'll find on Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Our next stop is ToonTown Depot, official train station for Mickey's ToonTown, the cartoon home where Mickey, Minnie, and all their friends live. ToonTown Depot is also the gateway to Fantasyland, where you'll find many of your favorite Disney animated characters.
Alrighty, folks, welcome to Mickey's ToonTown Depot. For your safety, please remain seated until the train has come to a full and complete stop. This will be your closest stop for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Roger Rabbit Cartoon Spin, the Matterhorn bobsleds, and so much more. But once again, please, please, please remain seated until we've come to a full and complete stop. Thank you. Hello folks, welcome aboard the Holiday 4 on the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And parents, please watch those small children, making sure that they are away from our large train opening, either sitting on the bench next to you or on your lap. Our next stop will be Tomorrowland Station. Just a heads up, New Orleans Square Station is still currently closed due to construction.
Your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave ToonTown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. We're now steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and star speeders, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars, No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astro blasters, and step carefully from the train. Thanks, and have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.
Alrighty, folks, welcome to Tomorrowland Station. For your safety, please remain seated until the train has come to a full and complete stop inside the station. This will be your closest stop for Space Mountain, Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, Autopia, Star Tours, and much, much more. But please remain seated until our train comes to a full and complete stop. Thank you. To those of you that just joined us, welcome aboard the Holiday 4 on the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And parents, please supervise your children. Our next stop will be Main Street Station, but first we're going to take a detour through the Grand Canyon and the Primeval World. While inside the tunnel, we ask that you please refrain from any flash photography or flash video lighting. Additionally, New Orleans Square Station is currently closed due to construction.
To those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
Once again, as a reminder, everybody needs to remain seated while this train is in motion.
That was the Grand Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's travel back in time, way back in time, to the fantastic past of the Primeval World, land of the dinosaurs.
station, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop all the way inside that station. This station is stairs only. Once again, this station is stairs only. There are no ramps or elevators, so please, please, please keep those wheelchairs and strollers folded until you've made it to the bottom of the staircase. Additionally, for those of you getting out in our middle train car, you must exit to your left. Once again, if you are getting out in our middle train car, you must exit to your left.
This is Main Street Station, Main Street, USA.